This is the house the Gladiators built.
Contenders, get out of my way.
Today, the pressure is on. The elimination round begins. You lose, your history.
In your face.
Which contender is tough enough to survive? A former Division I college football star, a one-time Pro Bowler who's rolled over 2,300 games, a Santa Barbara waitress, or a future Olympian.
Let the games begin!
Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamley along with Lisa Milosky. Glad you could join us here on AG as our elimination round begins. For the Contenders, a very simple proposition. Win, you're in. Lose, and it's a long plane ride back home. Our Contenders have been seeded 1 through 8 based on their performances in the preliminary seeding rounds. And on the men's side, the man to beat is the #1 seed.
His name is David Diederich, a former football star at Rutgers. He was in a zone during our preliminary rounds, and he says he's going to do his best to find that zone once again today.
We saw the former Rutgers tight end last week, and David Cruz, our former Pro Bowler, will have his hands full.
There's David, 40 years old, 5'10", 180, a still photographer by trade.
It's the pyramid up here, Saber and Hawk's house, right now.
The pyramid, the mountain of madness. Hawk and Saber stand at top. First man to the top will get 10. Here they go. Once again, 45 seconds to time limit. Uh-oh. The double team on David Diederich allowed David Cruz to score. This is a one-on-one event, but Hawk and Saber got mixed up, so Cruz picks up an easy 10 points. Meanwhile, Dave Diederich still has time on the clock, and will try to get his 5 points if he's the second man up there. Saber souffled him that time. What makes this event so difficult, these pads are made of foam rubber. It's like running in wet sand. And that is it. So a big start for David Cruz, the man who was our 8th and last seed based on his preliminary round showing. And he now leads after one event 10-0.
David, now I remember that in the preliminary round, you didn't get near the top. What happened today?
I was fortunate to get the Gladiators to run into each other because they're too big and strong. I can't take them one-on-one. Fortunately, it worked out well for me today.
It certainly did. Thanks, David.
Thanks.
Well, the Gladiators have a long, vivid memory. They remember David Diederich from a week ago, and they gave it to him here in the pyramid.
Timeout. Well, our women contenders may have something to say about that. Heather Bond of Santa Barbara, California. Peggy Odita of Redwood City, California. There's Heather, 23 years old, 5'7", 135, waitress at the Brown Pelican, our 8th seed. And Peggy Odita, 26, 5'10", 155 pounds, a sales manager. She is our #1 seed.
Providing the opposition, Jazz will be responsible for taking Heather down. Ice has the dubious distinction of seeing what she can do with Peggy Odita, who's a terrific athlete, as you mentioned. Uh-oh, Heather's got a breakaway, but Jazz catches up. Ice has got a foothold on Peggy Odita, but she just kicks away and rings the bell to pick up 10.
Peggy is so strong. She powered her way to the top. And Heather's holding on, Mike.
She's got a grip on that pad up there.
I think she's afraid of letting go because she may go right to the bottom.
A vice grip. Can't say as I blame her. Heather Bond, struggle as she might, she is in the jaws of a vice grip. Whoa, in Jazz, but Heather okay. Undaunted, she's gonna attempt to go back up, but time expires and that is it. 10 points for Peggy Odita. Heather Bond gets shut out, but Jazz was mighty tough to deal with.
That is certainly an understatement, Mike. Tough to deal with. Look at her wrapping Heather up. Heather holding on for dear life. She doesn't want to to go down, but she does.
Ice had Peggy Odita wrapped up. The only problem is Ice has got her wrapped around the legs, and she's so powerful down there, she was able to break away. On we go. Next event, the Joust. Hit me with your best shot. The men up first. The proposition in this event, a simple one. On the platform right now, and really buoyed by his performance in the pyramid, David Cruz, our oldest contender, 40 years old. He draws saber in the Joust.
5 below the left.
David's parents, Gus and Pat, are here. I think they're more excited than David is.
Like David said, he was very confident after the first event, but didn't take long.
Saber just put a big pin in that balloon.
David's dad shaking his head, can't believe how quickly that ended. Here's a look at it. Saber giving him the 1, 2, 3, 4. David's gone.
Dave Diederich shut out in pyramid, looking to get on the board here. He's got speed, he's got power, but does he have the necessary ingredients to take the measure of Saber?
It's a big dude. I want him at 1. 1 good shot.
Mikey told me he doesn't mind getting hit in the head. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that's certainly an asset. Saber's got him in trouble. Saber wanted him so bad that he threw himself off balance. Crossed over to Diederich's platform and DQ'd himself.
And there's a look at the agony and the ecstasy. Mike's with Saber.
Saber too aggressive, or a case of giving credit where credit is due?
I don't like losing, man. And I had him where I wanted him. I had him in a nice rally, and he took. Nothing I can do, but that happens. Home run and strikeout.
Well, we'll see if either of our women can hit a home run. Peggy Odita with a 10-0 lead over Heather Bond.
Here we go again, girl.
Peggy, the Pac-10 heptathlon champ in 1990, while at the University of Stanford, hoping to become a member of our 1996 Olympic team. Zap providing the opposition.
Zap getting the first hits in, got her with the shot to the head.
The aspirins will come later. Right now it's time to defend yourself, Peggy. 20 seconds ago, Zap with that big two-fisted backhand caught Peggy off guard and swept her off the platform.
Woo. That's experience for you, folks. Tough contender.
And this is how Zap did it. The patented two-fisted backhand. Down Peggy goes.
Gladiator Arena going wild for Zap as she attempts to go 2 for 2 in the Joust. This time it's Heather Bond's go round. Zap with that quick jab to start things off.
Big opportunity for Heather here, Mike. Peggy Odita was knocked out. She needs some points.
Heather Bond, the 8th and last seed going into this elimination round, holding her own here against Zap. 5 seconds ago, if she can hang on without getting knocked off, she's got the draw, and she does. Woo!
Tough guy you
And she
are.
took some big hits.
Very nice.
The biggest hit came from downtown, and one wonders how Heather's head stayed on. Also, one wonders what her parents must be thinking.
What do you think they think of you after an event like this?
That I'm probably a little crazy. Now even more so.
Well, Heather's parents, Larry and Monica, are certainly well aware of their daughter's go-for-it attitude. You know, when the drudgery of waitressing gets to Heather, well, she lets her daredevil side express itself. Speaking a little wild and crazy, Saber's revved up for our next event.
This saber cuts through contenders. This ain't no game to me. You understand? This is real. Oh, you think this is easy?
Make no mistake, Saber graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. He means business no matter what the event. The event right now is Salt, and our men will be up first. Dave Diederich and David Cruz tied at 10.
David, of course, our former professional bowler, winner of the Pepsi Challenge Classic back in 1977.
They weren't sanctioned, but he has bowled 2,300 games. Now he bowls recreationally. And now he's shooting recreationally, but this is serious business, trying to get into the next round. That one had a chance, but goes wide right.
Oh, just slipped by that one.
Pretty nifty moves for a guy who's 40 years old, too, Lisa. That shot,
Absolutely, Mike.
30 seconds now. That one had a chance. Sabre doing his darndest to pick David off.
Hey, I got him in the chest, man.
Yes, he did. He nailed him.
All right.
So give Mr. Cruz 5 points.
Darn, I'll get him next time.
But this is what happened right in the chest.
And quickly we go to another Dave Diederich, this time fresh off that win over Sabre in the Joust.
All right, he got me in the joust by ducking. I'm going for it, man.
Dave Diederich will need to duck here. Those tennis balls really come flying at you.
And I'll tell you what, I don't think I'd want to be David at this point, facing Sabre.
45 seconds. David sets his eye, lets it fly. To no avail. On to station number 3. That one off the base of Sabre's platform.
Nearly hit his foot.
20 seconds. Didn't get it that time. The 4th time was the charm. Give Dave Diederich enough time out there to hit that target, and he'll get the job done. He did there. Peggy Odita, Heather Bond set to go. Determined not to make it fun for the contenders, our Gladiators, Sky.
Heather up first. Fastest 40 time of all our women. She can cook, Mike.
So can Sky. Heather misses at station number 1.
One of Heather's hobbies is target shooting, so we'll see how good a shot she really is.
Pretty darn good if that last shot was any indication. Sky doing everything in her power with that tennis cannon to try to pick Heather off. 30 seconds now.
She is a good shot, Mike, but so is Sky.
And right between station 3 and 4. The referee Larry Thompson right on top of it. Heather Bond does pick up 3 points for firing 3 weapons. She done got stunned. Peggy O now gets her chance. With 6 or more points, she can extend her lead over Heather Bond.
Gladiator, ready!
Sky very determined, but Peggy very, very fast.
That one in the upper stratosphere of Gladiator Arena. Bring it down, Peggy. 45 seconds. That one almost dismembered our cameraman.
Peggy very intense.
We're under a half minute now. "20 seconds. Peggy safely now at station number 4. That one hit the crossbar the target is mounted on.
Oh, so close.
Time winding down.
Nice job.
Did she make it and pick up the bonus point? Yes. She now leads 16-8.
Peggy, our former track standout from Stanford University, Pac-10 champion in the heptathlon. Her parents are from Nigeria, so she was able to try out for the 92 Nigerian Olympic team. She has now set her sights on 96, and she has a Nigerian name.
C stands for Chinyere, spelled C-H-I-N-Y-E-R-E. And it's Nigerian. My parents are both from Nigeria, which makes me a Nigerian. And it means God's gift.
Indeed she is. Hang tough now.
The beat goes on here in Gladiator Arena, and it's time now for our working girl to get busy. The waitress from Santa Barbara, California, Heather Bond up first, and she draws Ice, Ice Baby. Now, Lisa, I have heard of a boy named Sue, but Heather's boyfriend?
His name is Blue Galbraith, and they have been dating for years and years and years.
Heather hoping to give Blue a sunny feeling after this event. It won't be easy against Ice.
Heather is a former gymnastics coach, so she should be quite comfortable. And she is, but she's backing up.
Ice doing a great job of cutting her off. 35 seconds remaining. The contender can go the entire 60 seconds without being pulled off the ring. It's worth 5 points, but Ice has got her wrapped up, and she's enjoying this moment. Big smile on her face.
During our scrimmages, she managed to hold on the entire time, but not today.
So Ice gets the job done with 15 seconds left on the clock. Heather Bond comes away empty and hang tough.
Your knee felt good.
And you're back,
The Peginator, as she calls herself, is next. She has 16 points through 3 events.
Mike, I talked to her just before she crawled up the ladder onto the platform. She says she's a little nervous for this event, but she said she's nervous before every event. And from my experience, that's a good thing, Mike. You have to be a little bit nervous before you take to the floor, or the rings in this case.
Ice and Peggy taking center stage. Peggy keeping one eye on the rings and one eye on Ice. Ice
Peggy
has to back off a second here.
Peggy moving very well. Oh, but here comes Ice.
Ice has got that crossover move down to a science, so Peggy is forced to retreat. 30 seconds to go.
Ooh. She may be able to slip by her here.
She does. Oh, she missed that ring. Had she got that ring, she'd have had a serious chance. She's got it now. Does Ice have any momentum left? 14 seconds remain. This could be close.
Again. All right. Ready? I got 3. Yeah, baby! Yes! Yeah, baby! Woo!
5 points for Peggy Odita. And I think Peggy fooled Ice into thinking there was more time on the clock, but it expired before Ice could pull her off.
Nice job to both of you, Peggy. How did you hold on?
I looked at the time, I saw I had like 6 seconds left and we were locked up, and I was like, oh, you just gotta hold on. You just gotta do it.
And how did you let her?
She's a tough contender, you know, and it's like we were swinging out there, going from ring to ring. I had her by this close each time. Then when I grabbed her, I didn't realize how much time had gone down. She's like, we got 3 seconds. I'm like, oh no!
Oh, it was great fun. Thanks for the excitement.
Good job.
America's finest right there.
And if you're a gladiator, it is music to the ears. We are set now for the men in hang tough. Dave Diederich with the 5-point lead.
High flying hawk. Here we go, baby. Showtime.
It is showtime. Showtime for our former Rutgers tight end who practiced for this event in a most unusual way. It looks like the top of a batting cage he is hanging from. Whatever it takes to get the job done.
Well, he certainly has the strength. We'll see if he's got the movement. Looking good right now.
those rings. Both men meeting halfway across this grid of 48 rings. David waiting for Hawk to make a move, Hawk doing the same.
David regaining his momentum. He's got a nice line.
He's got a breakaway going here. Hawk's got to cut him off, and in a hurry. Dave Diederich mighty close, but so is Hawk. 20 seconds remain. David's got to wait for his rings to untangle before he can go for another one.
There he goes.
He's got it. Hawk goes down. 5 seconds to go. 3 seconds. This could be close. Yes! He gets there in the nick of time. He didn't sweat it at all. Yeah. Didn't sweat it at all. Hawk knew he was in a world of trouble, so he had to try this one valiant leap and completely missed. Dave Diederich got to 10.
David, what great suspense at the end. Did you ever have any question you were going to get there?
I had a lot of questions. This isn't one of my better events, but it's a lot of fun, though.
Not one of his better events. I'd like to see one of his good ones.
All right, let's go 1 for 2 in this event today. How about it? Here we go, the Hawk.
Well, if our 40-year-old bowler photographer is going to stay in this match with Dave Diederich, he must get 10 points here against Hawk and Hang Tough.
He cannot afford to fall too far behind.
Already down by 15 points.
He likes this event, Mike. He's got a lot of upper body strength. We'll see how well he does.
So far, so good.
Took the outside line, and he's moving.
Hawk may have something to say about it. Hawk in a bit of trouble, hanging on by one hand. Reeling him in.
Look.
Referee Larry Thompson warning Hawk about a face shot. Stay away from his face. We may have a ruling on this one. I see the delayed foul.
I hate you.
Here it is again. Watch Hawk. You are not allowed to grab your opponent around the face like that to pull him off the rings, and that's exactly what the Hawk did. He knows he was in the wrong.
Well, David has quite a cheering section behind him, and we have talked a lot about David's prowess as a bowler, but he also owns his own photography business, works as a bartender, is an amateur bodybuilder, and an aspiring rapper.
Well, my name is Dave, and I think I'm cool, but let me tell you folks that I'm nobody's fool. I make my living tending bar, you see, but a movie star's what I'd rather be.
On the bungee towers are dueling Davids. David Cruz, David Diederich. The #1 seed versus the #8 seed. On the tower for the Gladiators, it is Tower. And his swing shot partner will be Saber. Our pair of Davids set to go. Diederich on the left, Cruz on the right. There's the scoring breakdown for this event.
There goes David Diederich. Off to a fast start again.
Got to put it back in the scoring bin. Here comes David Cruz, the 40-year-old bowler and photographer. Reaches out over tower to get a blue ball.
David having trouble getting the ball into the hoop. That is tough to turn around and get back on top.
He finally did. 35 seconds left. Saber pushes him away that time. David Cruz, had a blue one, had a yellow one, and lost them both. 25 seconds. Now David's got another one. Here comes Saber, here comes Dave Diederich, and again Saber with the nice job of pushing the former Rutgers football star away. Under 10 seconds now. Towers got David Cruz all wrapped up. He's trying to take that one away from him. Time has expired. I think that round of swing shot belonged to our Gladiators.
It certainly did, Mike. David Cruz gets a blue ball, but Tower is not about to let him get it back in the bin. He takes it out of his hand.
Jazz and Zap will try to duplicate Tower's technique. We're ready to try to sky high our sales and marketing manager and our waitress at the Brown Pelican in Santa Barbara. Right now, Peggy with the 21-8 lead. Remember, this is our first of our elimination rounds. Loser goes home, so every point's so important.
If Heather's going to make a move, now is her chance.
Zap and Jazz are two gladiators. Try as they might, neither Peggy nor Heather were deterred. Heather with the blue ball. Here comes Peggy with a blue one.
Nice defense by Jazz on Heather that time.
Peggy's got a blue. She's tried for a yellow, lost that. Now she needs to put it in the scoring bin. Jazz doing a great job of keeping Heather away from that center cylinder.
She's waiting for it. When Heather goes, Jazz goes.
20 seconds to go.
Just missed it, Heather did.
Heather thinking big, going for the red. That's worth 3 points. Again, Heather runs into Jazz. The Gladiators being very stingy. Peggy Odita with a free cylinder, but they don't count. She put them in after time expires.
She does pick up 4 points and increases her lead to 25-10.
Peggy, I want to know what that's like. I know it was a little disappointing at the end. Those two didn't count, but is it like flying through the air?
It's like bungee jumping. I don't know if too many of you bungee jump, but it's kind of like that, but you feel a little bit more secure, which is good.
You have something to land on when you come back on top.
Definitely, definitely.
Thanks, Peggy. Nice job.
And speaking of bungee jumping, this woman does it all. Back here at Gladiator Arena, we are ready to scale the wall. The women will start things off. Peggy O has the 25-10 lead on Heather Bond. Heather will be fouled up the wall by Sky. Challenging the Peganator will be Siren.
Yeah, Siren's coming.
Jockeying up for the better grip, 60 seconds the time limit. The first woman up will get 10 points.
And this is Peggy's least favorite event.
Peggy could have fooled me. She looks very natural, very relaxed so far.
She tapes her fingernails, Mike, because she's scratched them before. So she's got little white stubs.
Well, look out, Peggy. Great climber that she may be. Siren a bit better. And down she goes. But Heather Bond has got over that ridge and's got some clear sailing. Sky hot on her trail. She gets to the top in under 60 seconds. She's got 10 points, but look out. Sky, a great climber. Sky's got a leg, and Sky has got Heather Bond. Score 1 for our Gladiators, Siren and Sky.
Heather looked smooth and relaxed, but Sky got her.
Good job. Good job.
There's the breakdown between our two Davids, Diederich and Cruz. Dave Cruz can get 10 here. He's back in business. He's got Laser to deal with, however.
You're climbing the walls at home. Wait till you see me.
Dave Diedrich's done this before. He's got Turbo.
Left over right. Left over right. Oh, he's coming down.
Let's see if Turbo can be a prophet.
David Cruz told me he loves this event. He did a lot of practicing on an indoor wall in Marietta, California to get ready for this.
Dave Diederich on the left knows that Turbo is hot on his heels, desperately trying to cross over that ridge. He makes it before Turbo gets him. Laser is getting mighty close to David Cruz. As a matter of fact, he had one of his hands. Turbo would not be denied. David Diederich pulls out of his grasp. Do you believe that? With 30 seconds left to go on the clock. As Laser pulls David Cruz down, but what an effort by Dave Diederich. Turbo had a hold of that left leg. Dave Diederich
Diederich kicked away. He's got himself 10 more points. Double D, if that doesn't get you jacked up, nothing will.
I'm pumped, Mike.
What is the view like from up there? And tell me about your battle against Turbo. That was unbelievable.
It's scary. I'm way up here. It was great. You know, he had my foot, and I thought he had me, but I had a good hold, and this is my worst event. I'm just happy to make it up.
Just happy, just happy. Mildly excited, huh?
A little happy.
All right, partner, come on down.
Thanks, Mike.
Nice work.
Yes, and he has to come all the way down. David excels in everything he does. He works as a general contractor with his father in Stony Point, New Jersey. And as we have mentioned numerous times, he was a former football standout at Rutgers. He says his parents were his inspiration.
The most enjoyment I got out of it wasn't actually playing the game, it was making my parents proud. Me being on the field and looking up and seeing them watching me, that inspires me more than anything else.
Dave certainly has inspired our Gladiators. Crunch time next. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena. It is crunch time. Our women will be up first for our crunch time event, the Gauntlet. First up, Heather Bond. She's got to get through this gauntlet in 20 seconds or less to earn 10 points. In under 25 seconds to earn 5 points. And the gauntlet is brought to you by the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The best play here. Inside the gauntlet, it'll be Sky, it will be Jazz, joined by Siren, Ice, and Zap.
Come on, big girl. You ready?
She's ready.
Heather told me she calls this the meat grinder.
She knows of which she speaks. Sky grinds her early on. Now she's working to get by Jazz.
She's fighting hard, looking strong.
She said the one adjective that describes her best, resilient. She has certainly been that so far here in the gauntlet. Can she get by Zap? 4 seconds, 3 seconds. She gets out of the gauntlet in time. Enough to pick up 5 huge points going into the eliminator. And her dad, Larry, her mom, Monica, going crazy in the stands. And this just a small taste of what Heather went through.
Heather, what does it feel like in there? Well, I'll tell you later. Right now, I'm feeling good that I got those points. Stand up!
Feeling good, and she survived. The Peginator smiling now. But in just a few moments, that grin will be gone. She'll be all business. She needs to be against our 5 Gladiators. Well, the Contenders, oddly enough, don't think this event's painful. It's like a big pillow fight, but it is exhausting. Peggy like a buzzsaw through the first 4 Gladiators, now 5.
Peggy all pumped up after that exceptional performance. She even has time to sign some autographs. Unbelievable.
Lisa, that is the definition of cool, and she absolutely throws our Gladiators inside that gauntlet. Her time, 13 seconds. Our quintet of male Gladiators set to go against our 2 Davids. David Diederich with the huge lead. Mr. Emotion, David Diederich. He got mildly excited after making it up the wall. I wonder what's going to happen here in the gauntlet. Gladiators have a great deal of respect for this contender. Saber, Tower, Turbo, Hawk, and Laser waiting for him. Tower worked him over pretty good. He's trying his darndest to get by Turbo and now the Hawk. 15 seconds left. Oh, going head over heels over Laser. That one caught Laser off guard. David Diederich has 10 more points for a total of 53.
Another incredible day for the powerful David Diederich. He makes this gauntlet look like an old Rutgers football drill. Nice dive over Laser. He gets the 10.
I'm gonna try to knock him out of here on this one.
And Cruz hoping to put it on cruise control here.
The thing about David, he keeps smiling.
Former Pro Bowler, but this a different kind of alley, different kind of lane. Saber working him pretty good. Tower went for a knockout shot. David still going, still ticking. He's at halt now. Running out of time, however. Never does get to laser, and the Gladiators shut him down.
David, there aren't many 40-year-old guys who would dare walk into this gauntlet. You have done them proud, no matter that you got to the finish or not.
Well, I want to tell him, don't do this, it hurts. You got to be crazy to want to do this. But I think because Dave pissed him off, they took it out on me.
Thanks, David. It's over!
Not so fast, Mr. Cruz. You still have the eliminator. Today's winner, however, will earn the right to meet either Joseph Edwards or Dwayne Collins. And in the women's competition, either Peggy or Heather will move on to face either Bernie Wooster or Karina Grzowski. Stay with us. The eliminator will tell all.
What do you bring to the dance?
I bring style and finesse.
When I'm out on the floor, I hope I don't
Fail.
I'm most proud of?
My mom.
I eat like a
horse.
When I first tried Skytrack, I
loved it.
I'm from Houston. People there
love me.
My best event will be
hang tough.
I lead by example. Watch me
succeed.
Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, where a berth in the next round awaits the winner of the eliminator. Right now, Peggy Odita's in the driver's seat. Her 35-15 lead on Heather Bond gives the Peginator a 10-second head start. But with her boyfriend and parents in attendance cheering her on, you know that Heather will give it all she's got. She's with Lisa.
Heather, you told me that your dad has been giving you advice as to how to perform in these events. What kind of advice did he give you before the eliminator?
He basically told me just to go out, do my best, and try to stay on everything. So he said he'll see me on the finish line no matter what.
Great, Heather, thanks.
And you know it means so much to any athlete, whether they're competing in gymnastics, football, or here on the American Gladiators, to have that kind of parental support. And the eliminator is brought to you by Combo Snacks. Combo's the one snack that's twice as good. Right now, all Heather Bond can do is sit and wait and watch Peggy make her way to the top. Can she come from behind? It would take an epic effort. Peggy pushing. Couple more tugs on that hand bike and she's got it across. Now the cylinder. Smooth sailing there. She is smoking that cargo net, Lisa.
Mike, she has been so focused. It was very, very impressive.
Heather Bond not giving in, no quitting that young woman. Peggy Odita, who turned in a 1:11 time in the eliminator in the prelims, has a shot to break that mark here. She crosses the barrier. In a time of 1 minute and 8 seconds, Peggy Odita, the Peginator, moving on. Listen to the crowd bringing Heather Bond home. You got one more shot at the treadmill, and you know she's going to give it her best shot, but down she goes.
Peggy, you have your sights set on the '96 Olympics in Atlanta. I want to know if it could be any more difficult training for that than this is.
Well, this is really hard. But I've been training for the Olympics for a long time. So I guess, yeah, it's just another step to get there.
And you did great. Thanks, Peggy.
Peggy O moving on, and Heather Vaughn not totally unrewarded. And she gets congratulations from her parents, Larry and Monica. In the men's competition, David Diederich has certainly lived up to his #1 seeding, as he'll get a 14.5-second head start on David Cruz. Now, the photographer bowler may not win it all, but he has certainly proven that he belongs. He's with Lisa at the start line.
David, you have made the 40-something crowd very proud today. Are you ready for the Eliminator?
I want to tell all 40-year-olds, I took out my earplugs, I took some Geritol, I got the eyepieces off, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Go get him, David.
Everything but the prune juice, Lisa. And should our former pro bowler lose today, it would be no shame, because this man has been unbeatable. There's Sabre and Hawk on course, our penalty enforcers here on this Eliminator test of stamina. Diederich, the #1 seed, has led from the second event on. And you see the kind of power he possesses as he motors that Versa climber to the top of the arena. Finally, David Cruz gets to go. Every once in a while, a contender comes along who gets the attention of the Gladiators. Dave Diederich from Stony Point, New York, certainly has done that today. Remember, winner moves on to the next round. And Dave Diederich wants to get there in a big way. Swinging through that final barrier. He crosses the finish line at a time of 1 minute and 1 second. And here comes David, not about to give up. His mom, Pat, his dad, Gus, have been here for each and every event. And this is the one thing he was dreaming about. I should say, the one thing he had nightmares about.
David, I want one final word to all your friends and family in Stony Point, New York.
I'm on my way. I just want to say hello to my nephews, Ryan, Adam, Robbie, Russell, and Patrick, my whole family, Jim, Tony, and Gerard. I'll see you in a bit.
How tough is this event?
It's real tough. I hate this event. It kills me every time.
And you're out of breath. We'll let you go. See you, David.
But for this day anyway, Dave Diederich will walk away from the Eliminator, battered but not beaten. He gets congratulations from Hawk and Sabre, and our hats off to David Cruz, our oldest male contender in the competition. Excellent day by both men. Next week, more exciting elimination round action as our quest for the Gladiator Cup continues. Until then, for Lisa Miloski and all of us working hard here at Gladiator Arena, I'm Mike Adamle. See you again next week on AG.